Nishkramya Vishwa Saranangari Upalabdha Vrittihi Santo Yataika Uta Sarva Sakais Charami Sarva Sakais Charami Tanna Prasida Nirapeksha Vimrigya Jusmat Tanna Prasida Nirapeksha Vimrigya Jusmat Padaravinda Dishananya Grihanda Kupat Padaravinda Dishnanya Grihanda Kupat Nishkramya Vishwa Saranangri Upalabdha Vritti Nishkramya Vishwa Saranangri Upalabdha Vritti Santo Yataika Uta Sarvasakaisharami Santo Yataika Uta Sarvasakaisharami Tanna Prasida Nirapeksha Vimrigya Yusmat Padaravinda Dishananya Grihanda Kupat Nishkramya Vishwa Charanangri Upalabdha Vritti Santo Yataika Uta Sarvasakaisharami Tanna Prasida Nirapeksha Vimrigya Yusmat Padaravinda Dishananya Grihanda Kupat Nishkramya Vishwa Saranangri Upalabdhi Vritti Santo Yataika Uta Sarvasakaisharami Tanna Prasida Nirapeksha Vimrigya Yusmat Padaravinda Dishananya Grihanda Kupat Nishkamya Saranangri Upalabdha Vritti Santo Yataika Uta Sarvasakaisharami Vimrigya Yusmat Padaravinda Dishananya Grihanda Kupat Nishkramya Vishwa Santo Yataika Uta Sarvasakaisharami. Mothers, Tanna Prasida Nirapeksha Vimrigya Yusmat Padaravinda Dishananya Grihanda Kupat Nishkramya Vishwa Saranangri Upalabdha Vritti Santo Yataika Uta Sarvasakaisharami. But in such a way, Naha to us, Prasida please be merciful. Nirapeksha, by those who have no material motives. Vimridya, searched for. Jusmat, your pada, then the feet. Aravinda, lotus. Dishana, shelter. Anya, other. Griha, from home. Anda, blind. Kupat, which is a well. Nishkramya, going out. Vishwa, to the world. Sarana, of those who are helpful. The trees. Angri, at the feet. Upalabdha, obtained. Brittihi, whose livelihood. Santa, peaceful. Yata, as. Eka, alone. Uta, or else. Sarva, of everyone. Sakaihi, with the friends. Charami, I may wander. Translation: please be merciful to me so I may get out of the blind well of family life, my false home, and find the true shelter of your lotus feet, which selfless sages always seek. Then, either alone or in the company of great saints who are the friends of everyone, I may wander freely, finding life's necessities at the feet of the universally charitable trees. Please repeat. Please be merciful to me, so I may get out of the blind well of family life, my false home, and find the true shelter of your lotus feet, which selfless sages always seek. Then, either alone or in the company of great saints, who are the friends of everyone, I may wander freely, finding life's necessities at the feet of the universally charitable trees. Purport: Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur states that in response to Bali's prayers, Sri Krishna invited him to choose some benediction, and in this verse, Bali submits his request. Bali begs to be relieved of the entanglement of material life, so he will be free to leave home and wander in the wilderness with only the Lord's lotus feet as his shelter. For his subsistence, Bali proposes he will take help from the forest trees at whose feet are fruits to eat and leaves to sleep on, for all to use as needed. And if the Lord is especially merciful to him, Bali hopes he will not have to wander alone but will be allowed to travel in the company of Lord Krishna's devotees. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this verse is a direct description of the way Srila Prabhupada set up ISKCON. So, thousands of years ago, Lord Krishna went to Bali Maharaj's place Bali Maharaj is praying. And the same prayer, in the modern times, without anybody praying, has come to all living entities, especially in the human form of life. Why? Why is this a description of ISKCON? Because by reading Srila Prabhupada's books, you see, everybody is able to, and many are, give up actually family connections and take up this process of Krishna consciousness. That's actually getting out of the blind well of material existence. The well of material existence is considered blind because progress in this life is actually digging the well deeper. So there is no coming out of this blind well. People are thinking, so they are digging deeper and deeper and accumulating the dirt on the side. And if you ask some of them called philosophers, they may say that we are actually digging so we can get out of the well. And if you ask them, what is the proof that we will get out of the well this way? Then they show all the dirt. See, look how much progress we have made. And none of us had the intelligence to see it. It is not possible. So it is a great miracle that Srila Prabhupada has done, and he is doing and will be doing for the next 10,000 years. That is why he emphasized so much his books, because it is only by receiving his instructions that a living entity can come out of the illusion of material existence. These books are so powerful. Of course, everybody is writing books, but these books are not part of the world. I was speaking yesterday to a devotee. It's been around for some time, 20 years or so. Then I asked him about Prabhupada, and he said, no, Prabhupada is extremely great. He has done, so much. He is at such a late age in his life, he went to America and he, preached. And then he wrote so many books, and he has done such great work. I said, this has got nothing to do with you. He didn't take your permission to do all these things. No, we have to understand his glories. I said, no, for you and for me and for everybody, the glories begin when you say that he has changed your life. Not only has he changed your life, he is changing your life, because we have not fully changed. So you should first talk about Srila Prabhupada's role in your life, not in past tense about what he did. He said, oh, nobody has told me like this. I don't know. Is that a new way of saying? He said that people have not said this before to me. You also feel like that? Huh? Should say yes. So, hearing is not so easy. Yeah, you have heard everything, you know everything. So, he said, this is an important point. Because every day we are singing, Dhyayam Stuvam Stasya Yashas Trisandhyam. Isn't it? What is that verse beginning? What is that verse? Dhyam stuvam sasya. First line. Yasya prasadat Bhagavat prasado, yasya aprasadat nagati kutopi, dhyayam stuvam tasya yashas trisandhyam. Yashas means glories. Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam. So, Yasya prasadat Bhagavat prasado line can be applied to anybody. All the persons who preach to us, the people who engage us, like that. All devotees. But yasya aprasadat nagati, but without whose mercy I cannot exist in devotional service, that's applicable only to Prabhupada. You may preach and somebody may become a devotee, so you have definitely given mercy. But even if he is not in touch with you after that, you see, it doesn't make a difference. He can make progress. Somebody may preach, make a devotee, and he may himself fall down. You can continue. So, yasya prasadat is applicable to everybody, but yasya aprasadat, but without whose mercy you cannot exist, that's in everyone's life, Prabhupada. Because you may get preached in Bombay, and when you can go to, say, Delhi and join and do service, there is no problem. But wherever you go, you have to be in 24/7 connection with His divine grace. That is the meaning of that verse. So all these verses were written for Prabhupada. Everything. Vedic literatures. In the morning we sing in the Guru Puja. What is that? Vedega Yahara Charito. Whose glories are sung by the Vedic literatures, that is actually for His divine grace. I should not be foolish to think that, just because I am preaching, I am Guru, and the Vedic literatures have sung my glories. That's not possible. So everybody has come and prepared. So, in that ISKCON, everybody can come out of this Griha and the Kupa. Normally, it is very, very difficult to come out of the bodily conception of life. Not difficult, it's impossible. Daivihi yasha gunamayi mamamaya durateya. Krishna says that this thing is difficult to overcome, Maya. He should have said impossible, but he says difficult because mameva yo prabhatente. If you surrender to me, you can come out. So I cannot say it's impossible. As such, it's impossible. Because if an extremely strong person who is so strong, Mr. Universe, is putting you down on the floor and pushing, how are you going to get out of that? Not possible. Unless he releases you. So Krishna is supremely powerful and he has made this Maya like that. Why he has made this, nobody can understand. That is said in the previous verse, isn't it? Or the next verse it is coming. Or maybe in the previous verse. What to speak of ourselves, O Lord of all perfect yogis? Even the greatest mystics do not know what your spiritual power of delusion is or how it acts. So it's a continuation of that verse. It is not possible to understand Krishna. Therefore, in that verse, Mamai Vamsa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, in the purport, Prabhupada writes that the Lord understands that the living entities cannot understand Him. Not possible. You cannot understand Krishna. It takes a lot of realization. Krishna is unlimited. Therefore, he is called Achintya. He cannot be understood, God. You can learn definitely about God more and more and more, but he is unlimited, Ananta. So, this, why did I get into that point? I don't know. In any case, and it's very difficult, actually, I was saying, to get out of this material. It is not possible even for the greatest yogis. When the Navayogendras are instructing Maharaj Nimi, they are telling that even the greatest of the yogis cannot actually come out of material life as perfectly as one who is dedicated to your lotus feet can come out. Of course, this phrase, we're dedicated to the lotus feet of the Lord, is, we don't understand. You see? We must know that every word we do not understand. So normally, it's impossible even for the greatest of the yogis to come free of material life, and only such persons can approach Lord. This movement has been made possible for everybody, but actually it is possible only for those who are liberated. But Lord Chaitanya is so kind, he said, the process which you have to follow after liberation, I am giving to you even to get liberated. So, in this blind well of existence, it is very difficult to come out for, ordinary people, except Brahmanas, real Brahmanas. They are actually Brahmana, yo Brahma Janati. He understands Brahman, therefore he is free from material illusion. Brahmana is liberated. So he is not affected by material conditions at all. Otherwise, everybody else, and especially Sudras and Vaishyas and women in general, there is no hope of understanding we are not the bodies. And in Kali Yuga, everybody is a Sudra. Kalau Sudra Sambhava. Actually, there is no hope for us to... I may sit here and I may speak, but I am a conditioned soul. He is a liberated soul. Should never think it is one and the same. Isn't it? So, but Krishna says that Sriya Vaishya Sudras Tata Tepi Yanti Paramam Gatim. He says. There is no condition which actually will stop if you take up to my service, if you surrender to me. Everybody can overcome material existence. Even the Sudras and ladies. Because the way this world works is extraordinarily great secret. It is run by time, Kala. And they say time and tide wait for none. It doesn't stop. So this is going on. Every morning you get up, every evening you go to sleep, in between you do activities, and the next day, and by the time next day your body has become a little older, next day a little older, you don't see it. You see yourself in the mirror yesterday and today, you look the same. But 20 years ago and now, there's a big difference. So it's slowly changing. It's going. And life is going very fast. If you ask somebody, how old are you? He says 60, 70 years old. Do you remember when you were in school? He'll say, yes. And how old you were? I was 15. So 15 to 70, how many years? 55 years. Did it go slow or fast? Oh, it went like that. Just the other day I was in school, now I'm 70 years old. If you think, your life has gone so fast. Everybody goes. And after that, this life, next life. Fast, fast. You cannot stop it. Because the entire material thing, the body, the subtle body, gross body, all working according to time, nothing can be done. So after some time, the living entity gives up. He says, I cannot do anything. This is going on, changing. Before I stop this one, he says, Janatu. He lie down, he sleep. He cannot act. It's too fast. So, and Krishna alone, after a long time, considered a lifetime of Brahma, 311 trillion years, Krishna stops. Okay, enough. No, you take rest. So annihilation. They enter the Vishnu body and stay there. At least there is no material suffering. So Krishna forcefully liberates also in every annihilation. But if you want to permanently come out of this, it is very, very difficult, but it is possible. Even people who are not full-time doers, they are taking it up, they are chanting, and they are coming whenever they can, and they do devotional service, they take part in temple activities, they go on book marathon. These are not things that people can ordinarily do. I remember when I became full-time devotee, then my mother asked me, "Oh, why did you give up your..." She found that out. "Oh, your movement says that you can work and also be a devotee, so why did you give up the job? Why didn't you do the job also and be a devotee?" Long time ago. I told her, no time. So materialistic class of devotees also, if you ask them why you are not chanting, why you are not doing devotional service, they say no time. So we also say no time to do material activities. That ability to actually overcome the demands of material nature and to do devotional service, that is also liberation of one kind. The fact that you are all coming and sitting in the morning and hearing, this was not there before. Of course, in various movements, they do the same thing. But that is going on throughout the material creation. So he's saying that I'll have to get out of my blind well of family life. That is ISKCON. You can get out and find the true shelter of your lotus feet, which the selfless sages always seek. So the Sanskrit is actually saying that nirapeksha. Nirapeksha means, nir means without, apeksha means material desires. Nirapeksha means those who without material desires, there is nothing in the three worlds, in the entire creation that they anchor for. Great sages. They have completely given up. But even those people are seeking your lotus feet. That means it's not material. Because whatever is material, they have already given up. It is not capable of attracting them. That is the same thing that is said in, what is that verse? Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgrande Urukrame Api. So even those who are Nirgranda, who have gone past the Vedic regulations, they are also attracted by your great activities. So that attraction, so we are, and Nirgranda also means, I have explained this, Prabhupada has explained it. Nirgranda also means those who cannot follow Vedic literatures. Those who have transcended beyond the rules of Vedic literature, they are called Nirgranda. And those who cannot follow are also Nirgranda. Both can be attracted by the activities of the Lord. So in ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada gave an opportunity for everybody to be attracted by Krishna's activities, forget the blind well of material existence, and then take up the process. Very amazing. And then either alone or in the company of great saints. So the association of devotees has been given, practicing devotees. That is also there. Whatever he says, that either I can do alone, but akela, we cannot do it. So Narottam Das Thakur sang that ekaki amara, I cannot sit alone and chant Hare Krishna. Therefore, in the context, association of devotees, talking about Krishna, thinking about Krishna, taking Krishna prasadam, and there are so many activities doing, we can actually live this very thing that the Bali Maharaj is praying to Krishna for. Bali Maharaj is giving an example of what we should pray for, and for those who pray for this, and for also those who do not pray for this, which in Kali Yuga is the majority, Prabhupada has given this. So you can imagine what a great person Srila Prabhupada is, that he created this movement. So very, very great. So this verse is exactly same as what is. And in this movement, you put up Bhagavad-gita 5.4. So in this movement, actually, there are many, many angas. And the important anga is Prabhupada's books, because he said the books are the basis. So that means knowledge. Without knowledge, Prabhupada said that if you perform devotional service, you must have knowledge. And if you have knowledge, you will perform devotional service. This is why Krishna has defined the knowledge in that way in the Bhagavad-gita, the 26 items. Because if you follow these qualities, you will get knowledge. And if you get actual knowledge, you have these qualities. So, Prabhupada wrote, exact quote of Prabhupada, that what is that? I got disturbed. No. So Prabhupada wrote that if you perform devotional service and you are lacking knowledge, then there is something wrong. So we should not say, sometimes people say, oh, why should we study all these things, various things? It is not necessary, because Prabhupada has given self-sufficient process of chanting. That's a fact. But by chanting, you must have this knowledge. If you don't come to this knowledge, then something is wrong with your process. Prabhupada wrote that. Now, some people might say, no, you have to study and you have to get knowledge, because without knowledge, there is no use. You are just doing sentimental thing, which also Prabhupada said. Lord Chaitanya did not want his followers to be known as sentimentalists. He wanted us to prove everything. So it looks like, but such people also, by knowledge, is not an end by itself. They have to come to devotion. So there is really no conflict between bhakti and knowledge, even knowledge of the material world. So that Krishna says in the fifth, this thing. When you go to the translation, Sankhya Yogam Pratak. No, read that. Sankhya Yoga Pratak.
Sankhya Yoga.
No, just read the verse.
Sankhya Yoga Pratak Bala Pravadanti na Panditaha Egamapyastida Samyak Ubayor Vindade Phalam.
So Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita, that's, what is that first line? Sankhyam Yogam.
Sankhya Yoga.
Sankhya Yoga Pratak. So people say, oh, these are two different things. So the people, those who are in the temple doing devotional service, sometimes are apt to say, all this knowledge is, what is that? It's not necessary. We have to do bhakti. And those who are doing that may say, we hope they don't say, that, oh, without knowledge what you are doing is useless. They think it's different, but that is bala, that is childish. Pravadanti na pandita. Those who are learned do not say that. Next line, third line.
Ekamapi astitaha samyak.
Ekamapi astita. Astita means situated. Even if you are situated in one of these parts, then
Samyak.
Samyak, perfectly. Yeah. Then
Ubayor Vindade Phalam.
Ubayor means dono. Vindate, obtains. Phalam, fruit. In the material world, there are two paths. If you go in this path, it is not same as going in this path. But if you travel, actually, Krishna is saying, anyway, let me not give big example. I don't think that's correct what I said. So, the point is that Krishna says that if you are perfectly situated in either path, then you get the results of the other. And the translation. Let him read. He will wake up.
Only the ignorant speak of devotional service, karma yoga, as being different from the analytical study of the material world.
No, as different from the analytical. In other words, here the knowledge is not merely knowledge of transcendental categories. Krishna is saying your devotional service and study of the material world, both are same. Very important verse. Therefore, Prabhupada said, we have written 70 books. Because the process of coming out of material existence actually requires understanding the nature of the world. That you can go to that knowledge begins not from Krishna, you can keep it ready. So this is very, very important. So when Bali Maharaj is saying that we have to come out of the Grahamandakupa, how we are going to come out, it actually depends on this kind of a thing. So you have to know that this material energy is very, very powerful, but it's divine. Daivihi esha gunamayi. Material energy is very powerful. So please try to understand that this process of bhakti is not blind. It is not that I will come every day, I will just chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds and I'll be in the temple then. No. You have to try. Tivrena bhakti yogena ajeta purusham param. You have to chant. The chanting is not a simple process. I'm just realizing now that in my whole life I did not chant properly. So nobody can teach you how to chant other than Krishna and Prabhupada in your heart. They will teach you only if you try. Otherwise, you will not understand. Otherwise, Prabhupada said it will be like a closed. You may speak whatever you want. Pravachanena na labhyate ayam atma, Upanishads say. By pravachan, you cannot get this self-realization process. Which is why I always say I'm speaking nonsense. This speaking has got no meaning. So, if there is some meaning, that will come to you by the Paramatma's mercy, Krishna's mercy in your heart. My speaking has no value. Whereas when Prabhupada speaks, that can go directly into the heart. And of course, still Krishna helps, he has to help. It's a different process. So, but the point is there, it's very powerful. Powerful. The knowledge, actual knowledge. You know, we do not have very, you see, very, very powerful, deep process. So this chanting has to be done extremely focused. You have to give up everything else. This attachment to matter is what disturbs the chanting. It is there, and it is one of the offenses. It is not that only if you want a house or a TV or wife or children or husband or whatever it is, you are materially attached. The material attachment is so deep that that's what actually prevents us from chanting properly. When Lord Chaitanya says, Nainam galadasru dharaya vadanam gadgada rudaya gira, pulakay nichitam vapugada. He says, when will I actually get tears in my eyes? What is that, tears coming in the eyes? It's not something, of course, Prabhupada has made it clear, it's not something that we artificially try. But it is a natural result of love. You see? Just like the mother, the child has grown up and has gone to study, isn't it? Or she has gone to study, boy or girl, long away. And finally, after 1 year or 2 years, they gone to America or something, they come back. And they go to the airport, my child is coming, goes, and her daughter comes, and as soon as she sees, her eyes are filled with tears. Because of love. Oh, I have not seen you for so long, where have you been? You see? So, when Lord Chaitanya says that tears are not coming in my eyes, it means I don't have love. Because when the soul realizes, when he approaches Krishna by chanting, and he realizes all this time I have been away from Krishna, who is closest to me, naturally he will cry. But that is not coming. So Sukadeva Goswami says that heart is steel framed. if even after chanting for so long you don't cry? I've spent all my life chanting and doing service, but when I chant, am I crying? No. But that's a fact. That has to be accepted. So we have to know how far we have to go. So this whole process of chanting is important. And Prabhupada also said it's not that after 16 rounds, oh, I've done my 16 rounds. Okay, abhi. So to get that attraction for chanting the holy name is the actual means for going beyond the griham and the kupa. There's no other way. Because this material creation which is running on autopilot with the time energy, as I said, you cannot stop it. Like you go to the movie theater, the movie has started, you cannot stop the movie. Non-stop this and this and this and this. Like that is happening. You cannot stop it. Never. Krishna may stop it, again he restarts it. Why is he doing this? That is what you have to realize. We can speak about that, but that's another class. But Bali Maharaj is saying, even the greatest of the yogis, they do not know why this world is created. And they are very, very powerful. Very powerful. There are yogis who can travel throughout the length and breadth of this universe. Now also they are there. And who are, like the verse says, they are completely nirapeksha. Nothing in the material world can attract them. Still, they have not understood how it's happening. You see? So, how is this world an illusion? You see? So this can also be, Prabhupada wanted it to be shown scientifically. You cannot say that is different, this is different. That Krishna says no. Study of the material world is non-different from bhakti. Prabhupada says karma yoga, which is actually bhakti yoga in activities. He calls it also karma yoga. So there is no difference between transcendental activities in bhakti and activities that are properly meant for understanding the material world. You have found that quote is there? Somebody else can read. He can read. Can you see?
Krishna says that out of many millions of people, one may understand him, but by chanting of this Hare Krishna, as introduced by Lord Chaitanya, chanting and dancing, you can understand Krishna within a very short time.
Yeah, so he says you can understand by chanting and dancing. Then?
Knowledge begins not from Krishna, but from things which we are accustomed to see every day.
So by chanting and dancing you can get Krishna, but that knowledge doesn't begin from Krishna. It is by understanding things that we are accustomed to see every day around us, material objects. Therefore, this is either you can chant and know about objects, or you can know about these objects and come to chanting. That's the process we are doing there in the second floor. So, what is your understanding before you came to the movement of objects in the world and now? If that doesn't change, this is what Krishna means by saying there is no difference between the two. So if I were to give the same class scientifically, same thing, Bali Maharaj prayers, Grihamanda Kupa, how are you going to scientifically present the same class? Right? And like I was telling yesterday, that if you want to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, you must understand science, because Bhagavatam is a science. If you want to understand science, you have to understand mathematics. And if you want to understand mathematics, and this is my contribution to the knowledge of the world. If you want to understand mathematics, you must understand. Now I will give you the multiple choice question, you answer. To understand Bhagavatam, you should know science, no problem, because it's a science. To understand science, you should know mathematics. There is no mathematics in Bhagavatam, but okay, go on. And to understand mathematics, you have to understand A, Krishna, B, matter, C, soul, D, chess, B. What was B? No, so let me finish the options. Krishna, matter, soul, chess, E, time, kala. Because you all think that this is nonsense. Why you said that? It's cheating. Give from your knowledge. Why are you saying chess? Why? What is the connection between chess and Bhagavatam? You said chess. Why? This is not some joke. Is it a lottery ticket? Why did you say chess? That is why you said that. Then you should keep quiet. Should not spoil everything. But you don't know why it is. Then you have to understand chess to understand Bhagavatam. Otherwise, there's no way. So either you chant and you understand Bhagavatam, or you understand chess and you understand Bhagavatam. There's no other way. Now, why? Actually, it doesn't have to be chess. It can be cricket, it can be football. Doesn't make a difference. It can be life, material life. So I'll just speak a little bit, not too much. And then we'll stop. It is 9 o'clock over here? So all right, just 5 minutes. No, 4 minutes are there. Let's try to finish. So, please try to understand that whether it is chess, or whether it is cricket, or whether it is football, or whether it is life, material life, unless you understand that, you cannot understand Bhagavatam. That is the whole idea. What is material life, you have to understand. This type of understanding is not possible for Vaishyas and Sudras. But in Kali Yuga, it is brought up in such a way that everybody can understand, even a child. So we are certainly hoping what we are doing can be taught even in kindergarten. That's another matter. So why is, I'm taking chess as an example, but anything, we'll come to daily life too. It is what I'm saying about chess is in the daily life also, but we have not realized. So, if you are playing a game of chess, how many of you know how to make moves in chess? Yeah, at least you know. So, you know there is something you call pawn, then you call king, queen, bishop, knights, rooks. You can play pawn push the bishop here, knight here, like that. So when you say a bishop moves like this, that's not a property of that piece, that it should move like that. That piece can also move like that on the board. Nothing stops it. So it is not like, for example, object made out of iron is heavy. So when you say the object is heavy, that means, and it moves slowly, that's a property. When you push it, it may not move or it move very slowly. That's its property. The bishop moving like that along the diagonal is not its property. Now, this what I am saying is exactly same as this verse, but you do not know. You may think, oh, what is nice, you are speaking about Bhagavatam and suddenly you are speaking this. We'll see. Let's see whether we can make the connection. You see? It took about 1800 years for Western mathematicians to figure out that, so in the game of chess, there is no properties of pieces. Pieces can move in any way. That's one way of playing the game. The game can be played some other way. So to call it a bishop, if there is an object that you are calling it a bishop is by convention. You can call it as anything. Similarly, mathematicians recognized, and it came through many proofs in mathematics. That's a history. Peano's axioms, then Euclidean geometry, then non-Euclidean geometry, and then Gödel's theorem. So many things. They found, I'm just giving you the summary, essence. They found out that when I write 1, 2, 3, right? These are not numbers. These are just like what you call as a bishop is just something made out of wood or plastic in a particular shape. It can be in any other shape too. So they found out in mathematics that whether you write one like this or you write like this or in some other way, whatever way you write, it is only a shape made out of ink on paper. Ink mark on paper. There is no difference between this bell sound and also what I am speaking, but that is more difficult to realize. We'll leave it alone separately. So mathematicians realize that 1, 2, 3 are not some objects called numbers. There is no such thing. They realize that there is no such thing called numbers. It is only ink mark on paper, like bishop is made in this shape. Now, I'm now giving a summary because I want to just finish in a few minutes. The same way, and that is the connection to Prabhupada's thing, when you're chanting, you will come to know the objects of the world. This is not a table. This is not even a block of wood. There is an object behind it. What it is, you do not know. And it appears as an object. Because you just put some ink on paper and it showed up as a shape, 1. How it shows up, that is another science in the Bhagavatam. Yeah. And I'll connect this to this verse very soon, within a minute, but the purpose of this is to show that you should realize that I don't know anything. I must not imagine I understand Bhagavatam. So mathematicians realize that there are nothing called numbers and there are no properties. It is not that 2 is bigger than 1. It is nonsense. There is no such thing like that. Because you can write, small 2 and a big 1. So which is bigger, 2 or 1? So like that. So it's a deep topic. So scientists recognized that these are only names. Hilbert actually said that. There a line is there, another line is there, another line, triangle, angle. He said all this is meaningless. That is called the axiomatic approach to mathematics. It's not taught in schools, but it should be. But the essential point is that they found out that there are some shapes or forms to which you give names. That's all. Nama and Rupa. That is there in Bhagavatam. There is Rupa, there is shape, and there is Nama you attach, and there is no connection between them. So there is a sound called table, and there is one rupa which is appearing like this. It's coming out of what? That is another science. And you connect the both. But this is conventional. You can say table, you can say some other word, maize, or we can make any other sound. Exactly like when you come to the temple, and this example was given by Einstein when he talked about science and reality. Exactly like when you come to the temple, he used the word, he used church, but doesn't make a difference. When you come to the temple, you leave your shoes in the shoe rack there. Most people don't, but many do. Then you get a token. So when you go back, you ask, that fellow will ask you, कौन सा number है आपका shoe? 59. अच्छा, you'll go to 59. There is no connection between 59 and your number, shoe. But once you put the shoe in that box numbered 59, it is known as the shoe in box 59, or more simply 59. So when you say table, it is like that. You are connecting a meaningless sound to a meaningless perception, and you are making meaning out of that in life. You just call, there's a shape, and you call it bishop, and you play a game, you get pleasure. So how does this happen? This is connected to why ChatGPT works, which they themselves don't know. Sam Altman, who has made the head of the company which makes ChatGPT, said, we don't know how it works. He said that. So yesterday I asked ChatGPT, why did Sam Altman say that he doesn't know how you work? He said, oh, this is an excellent question, ChatGPT said. And there are two reasons. And it gave a good answer. It just gave one is called the mystery of scale. And another one, he said something, blah, blah. Then I said, that should be called, the mystery of emergence. And ChatGPT said, you have used the perfect word, you are correct. And they don't understand how I work because of mystery of scale and mystery of... Now today when I get some time, I'll tell him that this mystery of emergence is not what you explained, and I'll explain. And it'll say, yes, you are correct. These things are there. This is ChatGPT you are all using, but Sam Altman himself said, I don't know how it works. None of us know. Why? That we'll see. But that is connected to this fact that, so many people think that, ChatGPT is not intelligent, it's just more of the same thing. The first ChatGPT program was called ELIZA. You may not know. It was developed by a professor called Weizenbaum at MIT. And in 1986, we did a conference in Bombay, and Weizenbaum came. I invited him. So Weizenbaum came. And Krishna did a trick also in that. So later on, when Weizenbaum came, I asked him, I wrote to you from Bombay, and you don't know anything about India, and you didn't know about Bhaktivedanta Institute. How did you come? He was very happy with the conference. And then I asked him, how did you come? I had an interview of him also that we also published it later. Then he said, oh, you know what happened? Actually, I didn't get your letter. So I said, oh, what happened? He said, I actually got the letter you wrote to Harvey Cox at Harvard. And Harvey Cox, as associated with Prabhupada, and is a theologian, and he is favorable to ISKCON. So then I realized that he must have gotten my letter. So I called Harvey and asked him, he said, yeah, I think they put the wrong letter. Somebody here, Krishna made a trick, because he knows Harvey Cox, but he doesn't know Bhaktivedanta Institute. So I called him and asked him, should I go? He said, oh, you should go. And therefore I came. See how Krishna, I may think that I have invited him, but Krishna made a trick and made him actually come. So he actually came for that conference, ELIZA. So I actually started the chat by asking ChatGPT, what is the difference between ELIZA and you? That's all my first question. I wanted to see whether that you, it will understand is ChatGPT, and that ELIZA is a program. It understood. So the point is that when you play chess, so people think that it's same like ELIZA. there is an article by me about Eliza, you can read it. So it's like that. No, it's not just rules. Because when you play chess, every move is according to some basic rule. From here it can move there. And you make many moves, but at the end of it, a beauty comes. There are beautiful chess games. There are beautiful, cricket games. People are very thrilled. Oh, it was a very close match or something. There are beautiful tennis match. Two great people. When I was in school, Rod Laver was a big tennis player. And Ken Roswell, they played. Rod Laver and Ramanathan Krishnan, who was an Indian. He was a good player too. So like that, you see, they play, but the beauty comes. Why is it that all they are doing is to put a ball according to rules? Then they get actually pleasure. There is a beauty. How is it coming? This is known as emergence. That's what ChatGPT is saying, but I will have to say that that's not right. A painter is just putting on lines and suddenly Krishna comes, beautiful painting of Krishna. How? You can't say it's only paint, this thing, lines, but no, it's painting. You go to Juhu beach and you say, this is beach. But all that is, if I tell you, give me some beach, and you pick up something, some sand, I will say, oh, it's only sand, it's not beach. So how sand particles become beach? How letters combine to form words, these are all mysteries. How is it F-O-O-D, these 4 letters, they become food? It's all the same. So if you write a mathematical equation, a plus b squared equal to ax squared plus b squared plus 2ab, that's not an equation. Some letters are combined to form an equation. How did they do it? It's the same as beach, it is the same as letters, it's all the same. So this is actually a world of name and form in which you are living. And great sages can realize that. And you should also realize, we should realize if we chant. So that's the same thing, Andakupa. So what is reality? Why does it work? Oh, what is this thing? Oh, suppose he says it's a token, 59 token, that's something. Suppose somebody says, this is my shoes. It's not your shoe. It's in a pocket. Show me, it's not a shoe. No, it's my shoe. Because if you give it there, you'll get my shoe. So there is a practical aspect to reality. When you say it's a table, it's not a table. But you can sit on the table, you can write on the table, you can eat from the table. Is it table or not? This is what Prabhupada in the 5th canto says. That the Mayavadis are debating whether the table is real or not, jug is real or not. But the devotee simply fills it up with water and offers to Krishna and he gets knowledge. Now we think, Mayavadis are fools. No, they are not fools. And Prabhupada knows, but you are a fool. You don't even know what Mayavadis know. And Bali Maharaj is saying, such Mayavadis who have figured out that when I say table, I say nothing, I'm saying blah blah. But in this world, everybody thinks they're talking. When Prabhupada says are fools, because he makes sound which is real, Shabda, Para. And we make sound which is Vaikari, it has no meaning. We should never be proud that when I'm speaking Bhagavatam, it is not Para. Something I am speaking, only he knows. If Prabhupada is pleased, then my life is successful. Just like the baby. Baby doesn't know. For most people, what baby speaks doesn't make any sense. It's a 1-year-old baby. But the mother will understand, oh, you are hungry. Okay, here, take this. Mother knows. Like that, Prabhupada knows. Or to give a simpler example, the child asks of mother, where is daddy? And mother says, daddy has gone, out. So when somebody comes, the baby will say, daddy has gone out. He doesn't know what it means, but mother knows. So we don't know what we mean when we speak Bhagavatam. At least I don't know, but he knows. He's okay. He's repeating what. That's why Prabhupada said repeat. Not because by repeating you have become a guru. Nonsense. Anyway, let me not get into my mood. Rubbish. Idiots. I don't understand all this. People are going around sannyasi. What is it? Already saffron was given. Why are you running around? I can say that. Others cannot say. All nonsense guy. Oh, Tilak, Dhoti Kurta. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Try to understand what is bhakti. It's a supreme gift for mankind that Lord Chaitanya has brought. And don't say, oh, it's all nice, but we don't need this. No, you nonsense. That's why Prabhupada said, you chant, you will know the objects of the world. Either you know and chant, or you chant and you know. But you cannot be a fool, an ignorant man, and claim that you are somebody great. Sorry, I didn't mean to give some sauce, but... So it's a beautiful thing. So I can speak so many, I'm not even speaking what I know. This is 1/1,000,000th of what I know I just spoke today. So I can speak mostly things that nobody can speak. I know. I'm not a fool. It's not that I cannot become a sannyasi or hold a danda and go or become a guru. I can do that business better than everybody. I'm saying it in the mic. I can go on speaking for 1,000 years, you will not know one sentence. But I'm an idiot. I realized that. Because he is the boss. He knows, I don't know. So simply because I'm doing this service, I come to know something. That is Prabhupada's mercy. Just like temple president is giving somebody 5 lakhs and he says, you go. Why did he give him 5 lakhs? He gave me only 300 rupees to, oh, what did he tell you? To buy tomato. That's all he'll give you. What did he tell you? He wanted him to buy a luxury car. Yeah, that's why he gave 5 lakhs. But both of you are pauper. And so like that, Prabhupada can give knowledge to different people according to your service. But we are all paupers. So what little I know, I've learned because he gave me some service. Are you following what I'm saying? So there is no difference between Srimad Bhagavatam and reality. And there is no connection between reality and whatever you speak and I speak. But Prabhupada said, you repeat what I say, the sanctity of transcendence in the temple will be maintained. That's we are doing, that's all. And only he knows. When I say Bhagavatam, he knows what is Bhagavatam. I don't know. Shiva himself said, Am veti, Shuka veti, Vyasa veti na veti. What Shiva is saying, I know Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami knows, Vyasa may know, may not know. We don't know how he said that. Why he said that, I do not know. So it's a great thing, Srimad Bhagavatam. So don't think that this is just some verse. Bali Maharaj is a master of all these things, Ustad. And Prabhupada is also same Ustad. Therefore, what Bali Maharaj prayed for us. And Prabhupada said, why should I waste time telling them what to pray? They'll never pray. I'll give them the result of that prayer. I'll give the world ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada ki, Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki. It has become late, we'll stop here.